What is going to YouTube? It is your boy Jay Miller. Look, y'all, today we are back with another video. Now, look, before we do anything, appreciate all y'all for love support. We still on the road to 5K subs. Y'all make sure to like, subscribe for your boy Jay Mid Glove Motion all 2025. Let's get to it. Now, look, by the way, the next MLB episode should be this week. I might upload it tonight or today. You know what I'm saying? So you know that's still on the way. And before anybody out there that thinks like, oh, bro, this is just next level clout chasing, I promise you it's not. Matter of fact, shout out to Uncle Demi. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing personal, y'all. I just have a question for Uncle Demi and the 2K community. And y'all know me. I'm gonna call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody messaged me and said, bro, Uncle Demi, did you see what he said? And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, Uncle Demi dropped a video about the game. And if you guys can look, Uncle Demi dropped a video yesterday stating NBA 2K25 has potential, but these issues are killing it. Now, here's what I have an issue with, and here's what I want to ask a question, right? Now, it is currently season, what, seven or eight, and I'm pretty sure there's only 8 seasons this year of, 2K25. My thing is, why, Uncle Demi, would you wait until season 7 when there's only one more season left? And the reason why I'm asking this is because in that video he stated, the latency and things like that. But my thing is this, y'all, right? Why are we waiting? Why are we wait? And see, I'm gonna say this by the way too. I promise you it ain't unpersonal. Like, cause y'all look at it, a lot of you looking at it like, man, y'all just want to attack content creators. Ain't nobody attacking nobody, bro. I'm just calling what it is. Because you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Stacks Montana, right? Now, like I said before, Stacks was fired or, 2K released whatever they did. And a lot of people, you saw them celebrate. Now, I know a lot of y'all were like, bro, why are people doing that? That's mad disrespectful. That's some hatred shit, right? And I explained to y'all why people were happy. Now, what makes it really, really look bad with Uncle Demi is because everybody knows Uncle Demi has connections with 2K. Just like how everybody knew Stacks Montana, right? Or I should say Stacks had connections with 2K. And we saw how that turned out, right? Now, I'm not saying you can't have connections with 2K. But what I'm saying is if you have a big voice in a community like the 2K community, and we know how this game has looked or has, been the outcome these last couple of years, why are we afraid to speak about the game, right? In my opinion, because like I said, Uncle Demi just dropped a bunch of build videos, which I've already told y'all, in my opinion, build videos are pointless now, not only because gameplay is horrible, but not like no matter what type of build you try to copy, you're not the same person. I've already stated that. We've already explained all of that, right? But for it to be season 7, right? And you're now saying, yo, the game got potential, but these issues are ruining it. Why are you waiting? Why? But like, why wait? Why are you waiting to end the to not all of a sudden, yeah, I'm gonna drop a video, and I get it, it's his platform and things that I understand that. But like I told you, when you have a voice in a community, like the 2A community, a lot more people are gonna look at you like, okay, we know he gonna say this or keep it real. I look at it like if you got a voice to get community, you gotta at least keep it real and be honest. And I don't think we didn't see that from Uncle Demi this past year. All I think we saw him do was drop a bunch of build videos, right? And do them season of reward things, whatever it was called. Now, like I said before, I understand that he's not the only creator in the 2K community. 2K community, before anybody goes out there like, man, bro, like we said, y'all just trying to attack people and just chase clout. I promise you it's not clout. I promise you, right? I said the same thing with Power DF, which we still have not had a debate. And I told you I'm not going to force somebody to do something if they don't want to do it. I already told you that, right? But I also stated why I have my opinion and why I feel the way I feel. Because if you honestly cared, I want to let you. This is why I said I want everything to be like revamped, right? And again, I feel honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think with me, I think he had. I think not only he got. We already know he got connections with 2K, but I think he works with 2K. Okay, it's just that's my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be right, but I think I'm right. You know what I'm saying? But I look at it like this, and I said the same thing with Power DF. If you honestly cared about the 2A community, you wouldn't be afraid to speak on how you really feel. I've already explained numerous times Most of the things I didn't like what 2K were doing, and I told you things about gameplay I didn't like. But I feel like this is the problem. And see, and if y'all want to know why, man, 2K26 already getting bashed, people ain't got no hope. This is why. Because people are afraid, in my opinion, to voice their issues on what they don't like and what they feel is hurting the game. They don't want to do it. They want to wait, and they're doing exactly what the devs do. They wait until the game is pretty much over, right? To now, okay, we can say these were problems and then we're going to get ready for the next 2K. Why are we skipping over the fact that these were issues when the game was released? Right? And a lot of y'all gonna say, well, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't bash this, and that. Trust me, like I said before, hear what I'm saying, right? I understand it's not just one person, right? Which, like I said before, whoever was involved with this game right here should be held. I mean, it's something. I mean, people need to be held accountable. I mean, I don't want to hear from Take Two that they got a raise in price and things like that. Bro, the game is cooked. You got three. If you didn't see my Twitter post yesterday, 2K yesterday at like what in the afternoon had 3,000 Twitch viewers in total for current gen and next gen. The game is pop, bro. Okay, you got creators that got over 200,000 subs live streaming, got 40 viewers. Now, I'm not the type to sit here and channel watch, but that's not successful, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not. And like I said before, for a channel to have that much, of a follower or a, community, and that is how their platform looks. And I'm not talking about just Uncle Damien. I'm talking about a lot more other, platforms as well and other creators, right? Because I go and kick the same thing. Ain't nothing going on, right? And I know what y'all gonna say, bro. That's false. Flight and Sluminati just had a wager and it has 60K. And what happened after that wager? What the numbers kept looking like? They went right back down to reality. Dead, cooked. So, like I said before, one thing about me, I like to keep real in this channel, right? And I want to say this to a community. That's why I said be careful who y'all give a voice to. Because the ones y'all want to give voices to, in my opinion, they don't really care about this game. They don't really care. If you wait until the seventh season, which I'm pretty sure, like I said, I could be wrong. There's only 8 seasons in 2K25. Last year, I'm pretty sure there was 9. I'm pretty sure there's only 8 now. And you're now starting to say the game had issues. Do you really care about the community? Do you really care about this game improving? Do you really care about getting back to the nostalgia with the community, parks being lit, you know what I'm saying, having fun on the game? Do you really honestly care about those things? Because if you did, you wouldn't wait, in my opinion, until when the game is completely over. So that is my question with y'all, right? Because every time I make a video, I not only get DMs, I get people, they try to send me screenshots of their experience and, bro, this is awful. And you know what I tell them? I'm like, dog, I try to fight for you. I try to speak on the fact that this game got multiple issues, right? And you know what I get called? I get called a complainer. That's what I get called. It's like when you call out these things, it's like, and maybe that's why, maybe that answer my question right there. Maybe that's why Uncle Demi don't want to speak on it, but that don't give an excuse. That's not an excuse because he has a big voice into a community. So, like I said, you can't just all of a sudden act like nothing's going on because that's a bad look. You see what I'm saying? That's same thing with Stacks. Everybody knew the game got issues, but Stacks ignored it. When did we see Stacks Montana talk about 2K25? When do we see it? He stuck to where his My Career content, which is never the same after NBA 2K16, or you could argue 2K. It was after 2K16, or you could argue 19, right? And that was about it. You didn't hear really nothing else. But this is why, like I said before, dog, don't ask me to stream the game. What am I gonna stream it for? And trust me, like I said before, it's not about, oh, you don't want to stream because you just talk about, it ain't about views. Because if anything, if I stream the game, I'm going to get views if I stream the game. Everybody know that. Everybody knows that if I stream the game, I'm going to get views. So for all you out there trying to think this is about views, it ain't got nothing to do with views. Look at my channel. I literally live stream new games and have 100 views and I don't care. I promise you. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do on my channel. It's literally my platform. I'm gonna make those decisions. I'm not gonna sit here and I ain't getting no views, bro. So yeah, I gotta go play this game now so I can make myself even more happier and ruin my vibes, right? Because I'm worried about views, and that's what some of y'all do. right? If some of y'all were in my shoes right now, you would have looked at it like, well, I'm only getting views on 2K, so I gotta go stream 2K. You on the camera looking miserable, people trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with you, whole entire time you don't like playing the game. So why am I gonna sit here and do something that I don't like to do to the community? And like I said before, I don't want to sound like I'm talking in like I'm a broken record, but the fact that somebody, when somebody said, "Yo, you saw what Uncle Demi said," I'm thinking like, bro, well, like, did he like actually, do something that's worth of listening to? And they're like, "Oh, no, he just saying that this game had potential and then they had issues." I'm like, "But why are we waiting now?" And it ain't nothing personal. I just want to know why wait now. You don't have to just bash the game. That's not about this. I bashed the game because, like I said, this game, it used to mean something. It was more than basketball. It used to that the nostalgia was more than basketball, bro. People want to talk about nostalgia. This game used to mean a lot. This game used to be a household name, right? This game turned creators into a household name, right? That's the community they came from. So I don't want to hear, well, 2K, man, we know what they doing. Like, bro, no. If you actually, love the community, love 2K, love the community, bro, 2K used to be that game. It used to be one of those games to where it's gonna get the shine. You see what I'm saying? And now it's a game that's basically it's forgotten about. Like people don't care no more. And that's strictly because, in my opinion, like I said, this is my opinion. You don't gotta agree with me. You can disagree with me. Me personally, I feel, right? The reason why the game is where it's at, ain't nobody don't really not talking about it as much. You got people like Badge Plug who just hit 1 million subs, right? Shout out to him. Why do people always show love and respect to Badge Plug? Badge Plug don't get on here and scream and start throwing things and saying, "Man, fire everybody." He get on there on his channel and state his opinion how he feel about the game and how he feels what's gonna happen going forward. That's all. That's it. That's it. But Badge Plug didn't wait until season 7 or season 8, whatever season that y'all are currently in. Because like I told y'all, the game not among this is old footage, right? Whatever season that y'all are currently in. He didn't wait until the game was over to say, okay, y'all, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just tell y'all, what the issues with the game was. Like, no, because the game had multiple issues. You could argue since season 1 and season 2, right? But I see a lot of people call Badge Plug, man, he complains. Is it that, or is he just real? Or is he just gonna keep it real? Right? All City says the same stuff. But it's because I feel like the creators that I'm naming to you, like I said, WAV 6, Text, the Book of Swan T, it's more like they care about the game for real, right? Because they're telling you not only how they feel, they're showing you how they feel, right? They're dropping videos saying, "Bro, we need change in 2K. We need these devs to understand that these games that y'all have provided have not been about basketball, right?" They didn't wait until the game was over to now voice an opinion. So that's my questions. That's my answer. Well, I didn't get the answers, but I want y'all to put the answers in the comment section. But I just want you to help me out because when I was seeing this, it was more of I got frustrated instead of about time. Because like some of y'all probably like, man, about time. But to me, I'm not gonna sit there and say about time because like, bro, why is he waiting? Why? The creators I just named to you, you don't have to crash out to voice an opinion. I told y'all, a reason why I crash out and I get so-called hostile is because it's what the devs do, right? Mike Wang disappears. All of these devs disappear when the game is going on. They only return when it's a game breaking glitch that I got something to do with VC, right? Anything that involves money, they're gonna fix it within 5 seconds, right? That's why you get the little 2K update, whatever you want to call it thing. Anything involves gameplay, it don't matter to them. You see what I'm saying? It don't matter, and that's what I don't like. So yes, when I make my videos, I sound like I'm complaining. I sound like I'm very heated because I'm a whole 2K standard to where it should be great. The standard should be phenomenal, great, not sad and disappointing or used to be. And that's what some of y'all have done, right? Trust me, I still care about 2K. But am I gonna sit here and make myself miserable and look at the stream like I'm ready to crash out? No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not. The game does not bring me happiness. It does not bring me peace. So I'm not gonna put myself through that. And I'm not saying people got to start streaming the game, things like that. But what I'm saying is, if you have a voice in the 2K community, do not be afraid to use it, right? Because, like I said before, yes, Uncle Demi just dropped a video stating that the game had potential, but the game had issues. But he waited until season 7 to finally, I done figured out what's going on. There's no way you're gonna tell me. There's no way you're gonna sit there and tell me he just now realizing the game got issues. We all know the game got issues. We all know that. We all know it. But I had a video like 4 or 5 months ago, and I told you on that video, I said, bro, there's a couple of creators I feel that are getting paid behind the scenes. And a lot of y'all saw what I was talking about. Now, I want to know how y'all feel about this going forward, right? I want to know. Because what you're going to have somebody in the comment section is try to do is, well, y'all say this, y'all say that. Like, I'm going to give you an example. I said before, White's got to go. Yes, I did. I did say that, right? But then I said, you know what? They got to keep Whites, right? I can admit I was wrong about it. But if you know why they got to keep Whites? Is because they will never find a way to stop the cheaters. The more you try to worry about people cheating on the game, the more you're ruining the experience for everybody else. So therefore, I can admit when I said they got to get rid of White, I was wrong. Bro, you have to kind of keep it because they have no answers of stopping the Zenners, which is not surprising to me, right? And it's like people at this point, bro, if you're gonna make the game frustrating, of course they're gonna cop a Zen. You know what I'm saying? Of course they're gonna do it. But I can admit, man, they gotta keep Whites in. Because like I said before, they have no answers for the cheaters, right? And we can also agree at some point, like I remember in 2K19, the game was fun and they had Whites in that game, right? There's sometimes to where Whites, if the gameplay is fun, you can deal with Whites. But when the gameplay isn't fun and it's super slow and not, responding, there's a lot of this latency and things like that, Whites are not tolerable. You see what I'm saying? But it's like if the game you had control, you can be consistent. People wouldn't care about Whites. I promise you. They wouldn't care about Whites. It's the fact that you worried about the cheaters made everything slow motion and it's not consistent. So therefore, when somebody hit a White now, it's like, man, it's really real player percentage because it's like the game is bailing them out. You see what I'm saying? That's what it looked like. But you see how I can state that opinion, right? You see how I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait because I care. You see what I mean? I care about the state of 2K. I care about the fact that this game has been on a downfall and it shouldn't have been. You see what I'm saying? If you look on my channel, I got so many rants on this game because this game it should have never been in the same category as I'm falling asleep or I'm only sleeping. And I'm tired of saying that. But am I lying? No. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, y'all, I just had a couple things I wanted to say. Um, like I said, the MLB episodes will be on the upcoming, so y'all just be ready for that. Because like I said, I done had a lot of fun on MLB. So got a lot of content, upcoming with the MLB game. So y'all stay patient. But I just wanted to address this, y'all, because somebody asked me, you know what I'm saying, that I see what Demi said or something like that. And I wanted to give my actual opinion, a real opinion. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, ain't nothing personal. Nothing's personal with this stuff. I just want to know why wait until now. You see what I mean? And those other creators, like I said, like a Badge Plug, All City, WAF 6, Tex, Book of Swanty, shout out to them because those are the creators that are going to keep it real, be honest. You could also throw in Joe Knows as well, right? Joe knows, when the issues and things like that, and addresses this stuff. But he plays a lot of Pro-Am nowadays, right? But my thing is, we need more people that are going to speak their mind So this game can improve. However, the improving stuff might be cooked, right? Because what we just saw with Take Two. Not only that, when was the last time this game had a demo? Let's ask ourselves that. We don't even know. You see what I'm saying? What you gonna say? 2K20? That's the how long ago was that when we had a demo on this game? Right? So like I said, the only way this game is gonna improve when people just be honest and show their real opinion about it. But other than that, this game not gonna improve, y'all. And that's why you see a lot of people saying 26 gonna be bad. Because it's like one, ain't nobody challenging, 2K. Ain't no other really bad unless that rumor of the college basketball game coming out is true, which I doubt it, bro. And is it gonna really compete with 2K? Is it gonna have, the access to these multiplayer modes? I mean, hopefully it does if it comes out, but is it gonna happen? Most likely not. You see what I'm saying? But I just, like I said, y'all, growing up, 2K used to be something special, bro. And now this game is like a laughable game, and there needs to be a lot done for this game to get back to what it used to be. And unfortunately, I feel like those things are, not going to happen strictly because we have a lot of people that are not going to voice their opinion when it's time to voice their opinion. Yes, people can make a video right now stating, right, yo, man, I got a rant for 2K. But if you really honestly cared about 2K and the community, right? Strictly more of the community, right? Because that is what nostalgia is. When the community is active and you got, everybody's a part of this, that is nostalgia, right? If the community's lit, that's nostalgia. Because you don't have to worry about gameplay really because you knew the gameplay was good when the community was really the nostalgia part. You could really say both is nostalgia, which I get what I mean. Just like when y'all saw when So in Flight they were playing, you saw how the community showed up. That was nostalgia. And then you saw Flight and So say multiple times in that stream the game is terrible. They don't like the game, right? So just imagine if the game was super fun and it was consistent and you had control and it wasn't really as much latency and things like that. The game would go back to probably being a household name. Who knows? But as of right now, it's the laughing stock of gaming. You try to talk to anybody about 2K, they gonna laugh at you like, bro, nobody cares. You trying to talk about 2K in 2025, nobody don't care, bro. Because that's what it's been used to is 2K, they ever since next gen, it's been a downfall. So therefore we don't really care. But that's how it is now. That's the standard. Ain't nobody don't really give two shits, bro. Right? So, like I said, that's how I look at it, right? I want to also say this. I told you guys upcoming. Do not be when the devs make this so-called return, and hear me when I say this. I'm not saying you gotta be so-called disrespectful, but if you have an opportunity to call the devs out, do it. Because that's what needs to happen. The fact I want you to understand me when I say this. You watching this video, you're probably playing the game, unfortunately, right? Because you probably still like basketball and it's the only basketball game out there. So therefore, you're going to play it. I understand that. But for the devs to ignore, just leave us, right? Leave us and don't say nothing to us once the game was released. I can't respect that, bro. I cannot. To me, if you are a dev and you are directing gameplay or whatever it's called, y'all know what I'm talking about. You have somewhat of control of or a voice to say so in these ideas and things like that with this game. I can't sit here and when you want to make a comeback all of a sudden, like, oh man, the devs are back. No, no, no. Because like I said, the only time when it's more, why does it seem like it's Evan is a dev. He talked more than the devs. I said before, Mike Wang's last tweet was in 2024. And I know Mike Wang not the only dev. I know Baluba not the only dev. I'm just saying, where are the devs? So when they make their so-called return, be honest and be real. Don't try to act and be. That's what they're gonna try to be buddy and stuff, bro. Like I just It's just this every time when you just hear talk about 2K nowadays, it's just disappointing, bro. And I don't like that. Like a lot of people have a say so. A lot of people have the opportunity to be a voice and reasons to why the game can improve. And instead of them doing that, they just choose to wait. That's why I said, a lot of y'all, you know, be upset the way the game is, but the people that you're giving these opportunities to, in my opinion, they don't really care, dog. They really don't. And like I said before, I done seen multiple content creators, and I put it on my Twitter last night or yesterday. Or you could argue the afternoon yesterday. I put on my Twitter. I'm looking at a lot of content creators. I got over 100,000 followers, subs. They stream in 2K, 40 viewers, 30 viewers. There's no way, and I'm gonna say this again because I don't think nobody didn't understand me when I said this. If I go live right now, that I'm probably gonna pull at least 70 people to watch me play the game, right? People got hundreds and thousands of followers and subscribers, and you're only pulling 30 viewers. That's a problem. And again, like I said before anybody says, well, those people are not entertaining, Jay, you know what I'm saying? You can't worry about their channels and things like that. It's not about worrying about their channels. If you were able to even get your channel over 50,000 subs, you don't have to talk about being entertaining, bro. For somebody to have 100,000 followers, supporters, that the entertaining part got to go. There's a reason to why they don't want to watch. There's a reason. It's not the creator, it's because the game is a failure. But I can assure you, if Demi or any other content creators were to speak their mind early and say, look, yeah, I feel like this is the issues and 2K got to do something, they got to at least look at these things, right? Instead of just worrying about, build videos, things like that, can we try to figure out why has this game been such a disaster, failure, disappointment, egregious, pitiful, awful, sad video game in 2025? The PlayStation 5, or you could argue the next gen consoles, came out, what, 2020, 2019? I mean, and here we are, and the game is still a disaster. But here's what I'm going to say, because I can see the comments now. You just said it's the game, but so in flight, just they had the game at 60,000 viewers. I knew you were going to say that. And guess what? Did they come back to stream the game the next day? Yes or no? Yes or no? Because yes, they had it going. 2K had what, 70,000 viewers, I'm pretty sure. So it had like 55,000 watching him. Flight had like 17,000 watching him or something like that, right? Did they stream the game after that wage? Yes or no? Because I can see where y'all are going with it. Bro, they name hold weight. We understand that. We know that. Trust me, I grew up watching creators like them. Irish Spring Green Green. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Cash is hand down, man. That I could go. That's my nostalgia, right? That's my nostalgia. Because I grew up watching these guys play. You know what I'm saying? But you want to know why they didn't come back to play the next day? It's because of the game. They don't enjoy the game. They don't. Even So said it. They don't enjoy the game at all. But that's all I had to say, y'all. Let me know how y'all feel about it in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Jay, man. We signing out. I'm gonna catch you later, man. Y'all be good. We out, man. Peace.